Let me set my chat. Hi, everybody. StellaRoseAllDay, Labor Day edition. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're back, thank you for returning. And if you're not yet a subscriber, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you find the information worthy, then please share it out, because there's active cases that are going on. And so the whole point in me being on YouTube or TikTok or any social media, any platform, is because we're utilizing the fact that this is an opportunity for me to speak to the masses on a public platform and to share information, so the people who are all in the same group as us that want answers to information on cases, then this is how you get it done. Because you can't expect somebody to just do their job. And I know that California is a very liberal state, and that's fine. I mean, anytime I've ever been to California, and anybody who knows me, they all know that I hate California. Every time I've been there, I just don't get it. I remember, San Francisco, yeah, it used to be a cute little downtown, And Sausalito, that's right north of there, and then Santa Rosa, and all the way up north, even though it gets cold. But they closed to Fisherman's Wharf, right? I guess all the businesses have closed in San Francisco because of the robbings. And it doesn't seem like Southern LA is any better with the cartels. So it's we have to take our land back, because we have problems with people in homelessness because there's not enough housing to go around, okay? Even wildlife, it has to be in survival mode all of the time, okay, looking for shelter and stuff like that. And so we have to take our land back from people like the cartel, who are using it for dropping drugs or things like that, transporting drugs. We don't want that in our country. And as you've seen me work Aaron Carter's case for the past 2 years, okay? That's all Democratic politics, okay? They get away with what they get away with because it's how they run the family business, okay? And I know people are like, well, I don't want to be a Democrat. I don't want to be a Republican, It's Democratic Party, Republican Party, or cocktail party. I want to go to the cocktail party, okay? But at the same time, living in America, it's our responsibility, okay, to get the economy back up and running. And, I just hate to state the obvious or repeat the obvious, but Biden quit, okay? Biden quit. That means his administration, bye, Felicia, okay? What job do you get to quit and then just sit around until it's well, I'm just going to let the clock run down? It's well, we'll just give you an early retirement package, okay? And we'll just see you and Kamala, okay, out the door. All right, because we really need to get back to business, and we can't be dilly-dallying anymore, okay? Finally, everybody realized that an Alzheimer's patient was, running the White House. But, with any kind of elder abuse, I mean, they basically just put him up at the podium. But, it was the whole Democratic Party that was running that. And because of the cover-ups that they've been doing is being exposed, they'd rather shoot Donald Trump than to quit their position, basically, with their child trafficking and not like prosecuting the cartels and people are dying. It's like we want America to be a nice place to live, you know? And so like Biden quit, so he should just go. Like let's just get him get him out the door. We need to start fresh and the sooner the better. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's I don't bother telling people really what my problems are anymore because they wouldn't understand them anyway. They're not the ones that are going through them. So, you know what I mean? That's why I was like, okay, well, with Monique Figueroa's case, Steve, AV Watchman, who, you know, covered Aaron's case, which, see, now he's down on the ground. He's down on the ground running around filming everything. And where Monique's case came in was I went by satellite. And so I was up here. I was up above. He was on the ground. I was up here, okay, using satellite. And so, because that's how I found her remains, because I was using the geolocation from satellite technology. There's a digital footprint to everything. It's like a DNA. It's just you might as well just put it's your fingerprint on everything. You whatever you're involved in, you have it'll like you it's not hard to conceal the truth if nobody's asking the questions. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you know, so I told you that there was a $20,000 reward, okay, for information leading to Monique Figueroa's case, bringing her remains home, and then like an arrest and conviction. But I was told 2 days ago that the people who killed Monique are dead. And so basically right now Monique's remains is just a hidden treasure, and the detective wanted me to go out there and dig, and I'm like I can't. Everybody knows I'm handicapped. I mean, I'm like handy capable, like I'm not in a wheelchair, but like I definitely have physical limitations that like I actually, that was one of the problems that I had when I owned my own home. I was shoveling snow, and my house was on a corner, so I got like the real heavy like snowplow snow. And when I was shoveling, I threw my back out, and that's like one of the reasons why that's that's what injured my back. I don't know what that is. Excuse me. So anyway, I said, I'm not going out to California. I said, I don't like California. I said, I don't like California. Everybody knows that I fully disclose, I think it's just a complete dumpster fire. And even when it was at its best, I still didn't care for it at all. So I really just, I don't, I don't get it like at all. I just don't get the vibe. I just, it's too slow. And so anyway, so the good news is like as soon as somebody digs up the remains, then I'll get my $20,000 reward because they don't have to put on a case. They're saying that they know who killed her. They just couldn't find the remains. That was the only thing that was left open. So I was over swimming in the it wasn't just Aaron Carter's case, but like that whole Cold's case. So Los Angeles Sheriff's Department is in one building. For all the detectives work in one building. Okay? So there's just one location. Then what happens is they have stations, okay? So the homicide detectives work out of the buildings and they go to the stations, but that's not where they work out of. So so as you can see, like people that, like the Trump administration is taking over, and we basically would just like the trash to be taken out now. And it's like, okay, so I mean, what I told the detective is that, like, okay, so I'm not gonna come to Death Valley, okay, and dig up down 12 feet that you would need a backhoe, okay, to do. I guess if you were a strong person, I guess you could start using a shovel and go down 12 feet. There's people that do it. It would take several hours, and I'm not in any kind of physical shape to, like, I haven't even walked my dog yet because my knee is like, I don't know, something's wrong with my knee. But, like, anyway, so I'm just saying, like, I'm not in physical condition to do it, and that wasn't one of the requirements that was on the reward. And so basically, people, you know, I'll send somebody to go and dig it up for me. I'm not going to go there, okay? So somebody will be on their way shortly to dig up the remains, and then I want my $20,000, and that's immediate because that's the case is closed. Like, there can't be all of these lingering open cases. Nothing is missing, okay? Get that out of your head. There's no such thing as something's missing, okay? We live in a vast universe, and so it's more of like hiding, okay? You don't have missing persons. You don't have missing persons. They exist somewhere. It's no body, no crime, right? No body, no crime. That's it. So as long as they don't find Monique's remains, that just becomes like an open cold case because, you know, they don't want to go down and dig, or I don't know. I think it's because of the El Chapo is running that whole area, from what I understand. Now, I don't know for sure, okay? But I know that Trump doesn't like that guy. And I'm going to say that, like, if you are pumping drugs into this country, you got to go. Because everybody knows that they don't call it dope for any other reason than the fact that it makes you dumb, okay? So that's why, like, if you're gonna shoot dope or do whatever you want to do, then don't be surprised that you're just gonna be, like, you know, toe tagged and body bagged and cremated, but you'll be processed through the county. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a way for, like, just we have to, like, call our land back, okay? Like, it's inappropriate what they're doing, and, just sending all these illegals back. They don't belong here, okay? We need to house our own people first, okay, before any of that, okay? So we have a homeless problem because there's not enough housing, okay? You want to cure the homeless problem? This is what you do. You line them up, okay? And you say, if you're sober, okay, and you are clean, then I'll give you a opportunity to sleep in a shelter, and we'll go from there after 30 days. If you are in line and you're doped up, then you either are going to go to the hospital or you're going to go to jail. But you're not going to sleep on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how it's going to be. So repeat offenders that want to be homeless, they'll just end up in jail. You know what I mean? It's that simple. It's that simple. It's people that need to be processed and be put where they need to go based on what they're capable of handling. But having people lay on the streets, it's inhumane. It's inhumane. Everything has a place. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we have to move forward. You know what I'm saying? Just move forward. Just, cut our losses and move forward. But what becomes intolerable is being lied to. Like, how do you feel when you are being lied to, especially by the media? How does that make you feel? Doesn't that make you feel like, well, if somebody lied to me, then why would I give them a second chance? Nothing good would come from that. Nothing good would come from that. You know what I'm saying? Like with Melanie's post that she has to hire a lawyer. Oh, I need $5,000 to hire a lawyer. Yeah, dude, you didn't think that day was ever gonna come, did ya? No, you didn't think that was ever going to come. How many people think that that's justice for Erin right there when you saw the message that she told on herself that now it's going to be, oh, she actually has to claim now that's what you have to do because you're claiming something, okay? People don't believe you because you were engaged to somebody else when Erin died. Okay, not only that, but you admitted many times on camera that you cheated on Erin. Okay, so you're not going to be able to win the lawsuit against Walgreens and the dentist. That was like basically a dead end that the homicide detective I think the homicide detective told you to go that route because at that point when he told you to go that route, he knew that the family or whoever was like the head honcho that was calling the shots in that operation just cut you out too. Because like if the plan was to kill Aaron, okay, to cut him out of what was rightfully his, then why would you be surprised that you got cut out too? It's like when you get into a relationship with somebody and like the relationship started because it was an affair, then don't be surprised like how you get them is how you leave them. However it starts, that's how it's going to end. So it's like you yourself, Melanie, said that Aaron Carter was not a drug abuser, okay? I put it in the documentary. So if he was not a drug abuser, why are you suing Walgreens and why are you suing the dentist? I contacted the dentist. I let the dentist know. I said, "Hey, sir, I was reading that you deny all the allegations that you're being sued for by Melanie Martin." I said, "And I just want to let you know that I'm an investigator and I've been working on his case for almost 2 years. And first of all, she has never proven that that's Aaron's kid. All she does is run around and say that it's Aaron's kid, but like she has yet to prove it, okay? And so like nobody believes her false claims, not even the probate court. That's why, okay, she has to go hire a lawyer, okay? Because she has a claim, but like that's all that she has. And so FYI on that, technically she has no right to sue you because she doesn't have a claim to Aaron's estate. That's number one, okay? Because you need to turn around and sue this chick for legal fees, all right? Okay, that's number one. Number two, she also states that Aaron was not a drug abuser, okay? So if she stated in her own words that Aaron's not a drug abuser, then why is she blaming Walgreens and the dentist for Aaron Carter's death? Then they said that it was duster cans. But then why don't you sue Walmart for selling him duster cans? Oh, I know why you can't do that. Because he didn't buy duster cans the night that he went there. He went to go buy a keyboard because he spilled the coffee that Betty poisoned, okay? And he didn't want to drink it, okay? And he knew that he was becoming trapped. That's why he filmed himself at Walmart, because he documented everything. Because he knew that the gang was closing in on him. You guys took all of his furniture away, okay? And they created a bunch of alibis to distract everybody. So anyway, I contacted the dentist and I let the dentist know that I have a copy of War of Angels, a documentary on the death of Aaron Carter, part 1, ready for him free of charge, okay? And then I gave him the link where he can find all of the proof on Aaron Carter and what I just said for free on medium.com. If you just go to @StellaRoseAllDay, because I'm publishing all of the evidence online. Because, like, this has been going on for too long, and the longer that the injustices go on, the more that it's just kind of like the garbage stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, like, you buried the body, but, like, the file is corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things need to be cleaned up, filed, processed, and put away, okay? There shouldn't be questions of, like, you know, why didn't the police investigate the 2 men that didn't seem friendly? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to cut them off at every pass. Like, all Melanie does is try to go around and scam people and screw people. Like, she screws people sexually for money, okay? And then she screws people every other way where she's like, oh yeah, this is Aaron Carter's kid, okay? Because the family, the entertainment family, that was the deal that they made with her. You can use his name. We'll give you claim to his name, okay? But none of his royalties. So that's all that she got, was to say that that was his kid. But she could never prove it was his kid. She could never prove it was his kid. So the people over in, that office that are basically are forced to be changing jobs now. Oh, on Aaron's case, okay, so Aaron's case is being reviewed and by the district attorney's office, okay? And so they have communicated with me that they are reviewing Aaron Carter's case, okay? And so basically I let them know this is where all the evidence is, and I'm going to put it in a nice little neat folder for you, okay, which is medium.com, where you can go and access it for free. So, as far as, like, okay, the aftermath, which is a documentary on the death of Aaron Carter, part 2, that I'm posting the chapters. So here's the thing to the fans, Aaron's fans. I will ask for you to wait until all of the chapters are posted. And then if you think that I've missed anything at all, then email me and let me know. Not now, okay? Like, make a list of things as you're going through the chapters, and if you feel like, oh, okay, well, wait, like, you didn't talk about this, like the book, Aaron's journal, okay? I know about Aaron's book, I know about Aaron's journal. It's like one of the things that I didn't talk about much, but there is a video of Aaron writing in the book, and there's people who have come forward and said, Aaron made a journal of everything. So Aaron made his own copy of everything. But okay, so this is what I've been able to gather from the information that I have. What happened is it was Melanie's job to let the gang in, okay? That's why she was there. She was there, okay? She was there. She left, but when she left, Aaron was already dead. The crime scene photos were taken after Aaron was already dead at 2 o'clock. The crime scene photos were taken before 2 o'clock in the morning. The crime scene photos were taken like I want to say it was like maybe like 1:58 a.m. It was close to 2, but it was like, so because literally they just, okay, so what happened was is they drugged Aaron, they put him in the tub. Aaron pulled himself because they thought he was going to die in there. Aaron pulled himself out of the tub. He died on the floor. Okay. Then it was Momo and Flacco that moved his body into the closet. That's why there was fecal matter in the closet, because the only reason why there was fecal matter is because he was already dead. Okay. So then Melanie came in with Betty and they took the pictures. That's why they have the towels on the floor, because they made it like the towels on the floor because like to dry the water, because he like was like a fish out of water. Like it took all of his strength that he had to like pull himself out of the tub. And so they took the pictures and they needed the pictures to be shown the like the urine and the feces, because they didn't show the body. Okay. So it's like a no body homicide, right? No body, no crime. And so they took pictures of the crime scene because that was a way to secure the payment to the hitman. Now, it is believed that Melanie, that took the wallet out of the Grinch coat, went apartment shopping the next day because she was already spending her money, okay, that they promised her. But it's like, girl, you're working with Disney, the big umbrella. They sell stories, okay? They sell fairy tales. They got you hook, line, and sinker, okay? And so they're gonna do you a solid. They're going to negotiate a plea deal for you, but you know, like I'm telling you, Melanie, you're looking at jail time, dude. Okay, they're not doing you any favors now. It's not gonna be doing you any favors later. Okay, so like with the ketamine queen, I mean, you're kind of like a dime a dozen, dude. You know what I mean? Like they just throw you up in front of the camera, kind of like Biden. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been wanting to take Aaron Carter out for a long time. Aaron Carter was a dead man walking. Okay? Aaron Carter was molested by his backup dancers. He was molested by his manager. And then finally the straw that broke the camel's back was Michael Jackson. Okay? Because Aaron was like, whoa, wait, I'm just a kid that can sing. You know what I mean? And like Michael Jackson was drugging him and giving him alcohol and then, you know, being inappropriate. And he has a track record of it since back from 1993. They hid it for 12 years, okay? Maybe even longer, okay? There are employees that work at Neverland that said that they saw Michael Jackson assaulting minors sexually, okay? But they cover it up because they own the media, because there's something about him that's still sellable, okay? Because what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay, now they really have to pay Aaron out. They can't cheat Jane anymore. They go around saying that Aaron Carter made $200 million. Okay, so the price of the Marathon property, 9300 Overlook Highway in Marathon, is for sale 2024 for $21 million. Okay. They didn't even pay $1 million for it back when they bought it. They sold it for almost $4 million, which probably was the money that went to Aaron, that they took away from because they couldn't let Aaron have any money because Aaron had secrets. So they kept him poor, okay? They kept him poor because they couldn't dominate him, because they couldn't molest him, because they couldn't manipulate him. They gaslighted him, okay? That's why I'm like, you're never going to see Nick Carter back on a stage. That's not going to happen. They're not going to give him, The minute that they put him in another country, I'd be like, Lauren, I'm concerned he's not going to come home, okay? And the reason why I say that is because I do you remember the Amazon books? And the people that wrote the Amazon books, they also wrote a book about this athlete, okay? And he was having mental health issues, and so his sister took him on a vacation, and he never came home, okay? Like, they went into the forest and only she walked out, okay? It's that scene out of Ozark, okay, when she invites her brother to dinner, but like she walks out with him sitting there knowing that he's not going to get out of there. All right? So the and then, like, okay, Chuck the Star hasn't posted in a while. I don't know if you guys noticed that, like, on Instagram. And, like, I always worry about him when he doesn't post because, well, I keep track of him because he was part of the RICO Act. And so, like, when he doesn't pop up, like, active, then it's like, I wonder if they got him because he's been running. You know what I mean? And like, I just feel like, when you're that low in the totem pole on the gang, then, they'll just pop you off, okay? And so it's nothing for them to do that because witnesses get killed. I tell you that all the time. Evidence gets buried, it gets destroyed, it gets burned, and, but there shouldn't be anything such as a missing persons case that goes on for 9 years or 10 years or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, so I ended up over in the cold case unit because Aaron put me over there. And I had to do research because in any claim that you're going to, if you've ever been part of any kind of a lawsuit, or if you've ever had to deal with like the law or legal at all, law enforcement, you cannot rely on a lawyer to do the work for you. Like, yes and no. I mean, they do, but basically what a lawyer does is relies on like his paralegal to cipher through evidence, and together they should be able to put together enough of a compelling case where, like, I basically made the state of California an offer that they couldn't refuse, because here's all the information about Aaron's case, here's all the evidence about Aaron's case, and it wasn't just Aaron, it was other cases in that same office, okay, that I also investigated, and it all comes down to people that are way past their prime, holding on to positions that are no longer effective. If you're a homicide detective, and when Monique Figueroa went missing, Detective Karen Shanka was already on the force for 28 years. Okay. So you should be an expert, okay? Like, I found Monique's remains in 3 days, okay? And I'm an amateur compared to your CV, okay? So that tells me that, you know, you've fell through the cracks for this many years and you have zero skills, or you're concealing something, okay? And so from the looks of it, it looks like you're concealing something along with everybody else in that department, okay? And the problem with that is you give the good people, the earth angels who are in law enforcement, a bad name, okay? That's why we have to weed out the rotten fruit, okay? And that's what your department's going through, is a cleansing, okay? So, like, do you remember when you said that you were retired, but then you were going to come out of retirement? I wouldn't come out of retirement just to get fired, okay? I would go out on top, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Netflix is going to cancel you, okay, and that one series that you were in for 5 minutes, okay, because now the whole world knows that you've been lying to Monique's family all this time, or you're an idiot, okay? I mean, whatever exit you want to take, you're at a crossroads, okay? Because when I show up, then it's like another earthquake. Oh, Aaron. Oh no, Aaron. Okay. And so Aaron's case is being reviewed, but it's being reviewed by the person that has to answer to everybody, including Trump. Okay. And when I got in early with Congress, as far as Aaron Carter, okay, and I proposed a bill called Aaron's Law. All right. And basically, the information that is in the books, the documentaries that I made about Aaron Carter are the facts and they're the evidence and they're compelling. And you would have to tell me no. But hey, I'm open to learning because let's say, even if I missed, okay, let me just, okay, even if you just gave me a 10% error rate on all the things that I have presented, it's still compelling enough to prosecute, okay? As far as Monique Figueroa's case goes, her friends and family want her remains brought up from under the ground, and I would like my $20,000 reward, okay? Check, please. Next. Now, Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter's case is set in motion. It's set in motion to, I don't care, the biggest of the biggest of the big. Even umbrellas fall apart. Okay, let me tell you something about umbrellas, all right? You have to spend a lot of money to get a good one, and even those fall apart sometimes too, okay? You're not bulletproof. You're just rainproof, okay? I wouldn't, an umbrella is kind of like a false sense of security, okay? Because like it'll get you through, a rainstorm, but it's not going to get you through a shitstorm, okay? So I am not afraid to go where nobody else will go, okay? I mean, I'm not afraid to do it. I don't care about like someone's going to huff and puff and blow my house down. Only Jesus Christ, okay? We started man-made, man started documenting time with Jesus Christ. So it all started with Jesus Christ. Even though it started BC, we only count from him forward as far as like where time began, because he brought things to life and he created the world in 7 days and put everything into motion, okay? And the thing about Aaron's fans is they're reasonable. You know what I'm saying? The fans are like, listen, can't cheat the mom. Here, we're just going to set the ground rules for the negotiation. Okay. Can't cheat Jane, and all of the money. Give her everything. Make it right with Jane. And it can be a private settlement, but if we hear one complaint out of Jane, the whole deal's off the table, okay? Like, we understand that, like, basically the rats just take care of themselves in the gangster paradise. We're like, okay, so, like, eventually what'll happen to ATM Richie, it doesn't matter if he's in jail or not, because he's already in jail when he's running around trying to outrun the cops, like, check the star. That's no way to live. It's exhausting, okay? And pretty soon you run out of options because all of that running around, it takes a toll on your body. And you won't be able to run around anymore. Look what happened to Jamie Spears, the dad, okay? Karma came to him and like literally cut his leg off, okay? And cut him off at the knees. That's why I'm like, you don't have to wait for a judge to decide what the karmic price is for the things that these people pay. Like, I'm not saying that you have to put ATM Richie in jail for the death of Aaron Carter. He did 1 year, and in California that's a lot. And even when you are in jail in California, you are pretty much on death row anyway, because the gangs kill each other often there, okay? That's why I said that they had to make Aaron out like a pedophile to keep ATM Richie safe in jail, because if he said that he killed a pedophile, then they wouldn't kill him, okay? So he did his 1 year in San Quentin over there. What I'm saying is, let's just set the record straight, okay? No pun intended. Stop stop defaming and slandering his mom, okay, and saying that she spent all of his money when he was a little kid, because they claim that he made $200 million, yet they don't come with the receipts, okay? They don't come with the receipts. Plus, they owed Aaron said that they owed him $3.5 million. He had 75 million streams on Spotify. Where's all that money coming from? Okay. Like, if you were really a true friend of Aaron Carter, then what you're gonna do, and you have things that are in his possession, okay, that you have things that belong to Jane, you need to get them to Jane, okay, or you need to offer to pay Jane for them, okay, if you don't want to return them. I'm sure she would understand. Like, the people who are selling his pirated music on YouTube, that's illegal and it's wrong, and God sees you, okay? So you think that you're cheating the system, but you can't cheat the universe. So if you want to correct your karma, you have to start doing it now. Like, contact the mom and be like, listen, I'll give you, $10,000 for this that I have of errands or whatever. That would be the right thing to do, or to turn over the property to the mom. Like, if you're going to cheat the mom, then we know who you are, and you're all in that same camp, okay? You're all in that same camp. You're all in that same camp. Why do you think that they set the fires in California? Why do you think that they set the forest on fire? Because homeless people take up encampments in the forest, okay? And so what they do is they start the fires to get the people out of there, okay? Because that's like smoking it out, all right? They don't tell you that. You have to be smarter than the average bear to be like, well, why is this such a big problem? And they're not fixing it, okay? If they're not fixing it for the people and they're in public office, then they need to go, okay? We got Trump 2024 coming in, so let's just start, like, organizing how we're going to handle the big takeover that the Republicans are going to do to help make America great again. How does that make our nation look when we have people that are overdosing on drugs, laying in what used to be a central banking district like San Francisco? That's where the two original banks that started America originated out of, okay? Wells Fargo and Bank of America. It used to be called Bank of Italy back when they had the horse-drawn carriages, and then they changed it to Bank of America. And then it's just been Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and then Chase, okay, the whole time. And now, where that all started is now just completely in ruins. It's just completely in ruins, okay? This is history, buildings, things like that we should be preserving, okay? If these people are in that bad of shape, then we need to get them to hospitals, and we need to get them treated. And if they don't want to follow the law, then they need to be put in jail. Okay? I mean, sometimes you can't help some people. It becomes a lifestyle and they become comfortable, and then that's just it. But we can't give up on them, even if they give up on themselves. It's just ridiculous that we allowed, like, the drugs to destroy cities, okay? And it's going to be coming all over the place, not just California. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just don't like living around garbage or trash. I don't think it's necessary. We're like adulting here. This is our planet. We have to take care of it. So, but as far as the case of Aaron Carter, I mean, they know my mentality. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. I mean, I'll go and explore every single option before, but I haven't been shut down yet. I haven't been shut down yet. The homicide detective, Ray Lugo, that I was communicating with, he told me that the investigation wasn't over. I don't care what Melanie says, the investigation is never over. But there comes a point in time where they'll just keep sitting on it and sitting on it and sitting on. Look at Monique Figueroa, okay? 9 years she's been missing. 9 years. Going on 10 years, okay, that she's been missing. Okay? Don't you think that's too long for a case to go on missing? No. It comes a point where you're like, wait a minute, you don't want her remains to be found, okay? You don't want to prosecute. Why don't you want to prosecute Melanie Martin, okay, for being accessory to a crime that ATM Richie confessed like 4 times to? Okay, why don't you want to prosecute this person? What is it that she has on you? Because we already know that the lawyer that financed the whole transaction isn't going to get into trouble. And we have to be okay with that, okay? I have to be okay with the fact that the lawyer that stole my $125 million inheritance, stole my sister's, stole my niece, stole my nephew's money, okay? Never had to pay us back. Never had to pay us back. That was a bad day. That would be a bad day for anybody, okay? And that was just not going to happen, okay? The only way I could have done anything is if I wanted to harm my family, and I didn't want to do that. And that's why I said, you know what? I feel like if they set Nick up as the fall guy, because a drowning man will take two down with him. It's just what happens. Like with Monique's case, the two men that killed Monique are dead. Okay, because now I found the remains, and you're still not going to prosecute who the two people are, but you also aren't saying who the two people are. Okay, so you're still concealing the facts, okay? And it's just like, okay, either the file's corrupt or you're a fraud. But somebody, I mean, you're going to have to start answering questions, okay? And sometimes no is the answer. If they don't talk to you, they don't respond, they're not being honest with you, okay? I mean, I'm in the Monique Figueroa Facebook group, but even though it says that it's public, the public can't access it. If somebody's missing and you're running a tip line, I mean, why would you cut off the way for somebody to give you information? Why would you turn comments off? You're holding a press release, okay, and you're filming it to go on YouTube, your YouTube channel, okay? I'm doing a press release on Monique Figueroa. If anybody has any information on this missing woman, I want you to contact our office, and then turns the comments off on the YouTube press conference video. Why would you put a block up? Because it's like you're helping, but you're not. You're just pretending that's your story. Oh, yeah, we're looking for Monique. Oh, yeah, we're looking for Monique. Oh, yeah, we're looking for Monique. Why don't you just say that you don't want to prosecute El Chapo's cartel? Just say that. Why can't you just be honest with the people? Oh, because that makes you look like you can't control that area, and we need the National Guard down there, okay? Because we don't want these drugs in our country, and they're coming in from that area. We don't want the fentanyl in our country, okay? We don't want it coming in through New York or Miami or California. We don't want the drugs here, okay? We don't want that. And if you can't rely on the police to do their job, then they need to leave. Go. You and Biden, your Alzheimer's patient president that quit already. Like, I'm not worried about you staying in office. Your boss retired. You want to know how to get rid of a freeloader? Hand them a bill. Why don't we just start sending all of our bills that we can't pay because our economy's in the toilet to Joe Biden, and make him responsible for the debt that we've incurred while he's been president, and watch how fast his ass gets out of the White House. Okay? I'm just going to start sending bills to Joe Biden. I can't pay this because Joe Biden was president. That's it. That's the explanation, because it's true. Okay? It's true. Couldn't keep up with the Joneses. I just couldn't. Couldn't even keep up with myself. Okay? So that's why I'm like, listen, Aaron's Angels, because Aaron died, he has a file that has to be processed. It doesn't matter that the homicide detective, Ray Lugo, isn't processing his homicide. There's somebody else that is, okay? Somebody who's on the right side of the law, okay? But I don't reveal who the person's name is, otherwise there'd be, that person would have problems too. But you will find out when the time is right, but that person will have to come forward and speak up on their own behalf, because I agreed I wasn't going to say or reveal their name. I don't reveal the people's names that I work with unless they give me the permission to do that. And if they don't give me the permission to do that, then it's in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had to testify in a court of law, sure, but I mean, that would be pretty extreme. Somebody would really want to go ahead and get credit for the work that they're doing on Aaron's case when it comes to law enforcement. And that's why I'm saying, like, yes, I know that I come in hot and, like, I am, I am authoritative, because it's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, I know we're in line, but we are in line. That's the thing, is like, if you follow the narrative that they are lying to your face about, then you're going to be confused. But we're not here to solve everybody's problems. We're here to work on ourselves. I can't help the people that are confused. I can't help the people that, want to go ahead and be programmed by, ABC News. I can't help those people. I don't need to help those people. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the side over here where we're getting it done, okay? And, if you want to get on the train, get on the train. You want to get off the train, get off the train. I don't care. I'm just saying that I have receipts that Aaron's case is being reviewed, okay? And also, there's other people that work in that department, okay? Besides Ray Lugo and Detective Shanka and former prosecutor John Lewin, okay, who's not there anymore. So it's just 3 strikes and you're out, okay? So just so you're aware, I'm just focusing like on those 2 that are left, okay? We already got 1 gone, but there's 2 more, okay? And if there's other people that they're involved with, they're going to be removed too. It's like, listen, you have a choice. If you do not want to be prosecuted, then you need to do a plea deal. You need to get a hold of a lawyer, okay? And you need to start talking what your options are. But you're going to have to start cooperating, because you can't sit on the bullshit files anymore, okay? We've, like, little search dogs, sniffed them out, okay? I kind of feel like that chick Stephanie in a way, like a bounty hunter. Like, I'll work cold cases for $20,000 a case reward money. Send them to me. I'll do them. Send them to me. Send them to me. I'll do them. I'll work the cold cases. I don't have a problem. My point is that, I mean, send me the ones with the reward money. Those I'll work, okay? Because I'm not charging for the stories that I'm putting up on medium.com. Those are free, and I'm not getting paid for those. And so that's okay. As far as the paperback goes, I decided that I'm gonna do it in volumes, because there's just too much information and I don't want to compress it, because then it's like, what's the point? I have to, like, I want it, the volumes will be full, but it'll be in volumes. That way you have a choice. Want the paper copy, you buy it. You want the digital copy, you can read it for free. That's the happy medium, okay, between it all. But I'm not worried about anything, because if I went to the head of, law enforcement in that area and I said, listen, I have detectives that and investigators that have been working with me from your department, okay, the entire time, okay, that I've been working on these cases. And why would somebody from your department work with me if I was not bringing the goods, if I wasn't bringing the receipts, okay? So all we're asking you to do is to remove the orange cones, okay, so we can finish tying up the loose ends on Aaron Carter, okay? So what other avenue is Melanie going to try to take? She got shut out of the probate. She got shut down over at Walgreens and the doctors because Aaron Carter's medical records do not support the narrative that he was a drug abuser. Okay, he didn't drown in the tub. All right, and he didn't have severe mental issues. Okay, Chris the realtor. He wasn't a heavy drug user. Okay, and so you're probably gonna lose your real estate, your realtor license and your realtor status. And if I mean, I would think that you're probably going to lose it, but if you don't, you're going to be hit with heavy fines. Okay, you just will. You'll get hit with heavy fines. Taylor Helgeson's finally going to have to pay child support because everybody knows that boys are expensive and all they do is eat. Okay, and like you have to like constantly be feeding them. Okay, so she's going to need help with that. Okay, she's going to need help raising that kid. And, you know, things are all going to work out. I'm not worried about it. They don't know what I know. Okay. The general public doesn't know what I know. Okay. The people who can do something about it know. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is tell you is that his case is under review. And there's people that do work in Los Angeles Sheriff's Department that do right by Aaron, okay? So you cannot believe that false narrative that, you know, there's nothing that can be done about Aaron Carter's case. That is a bunch of crap because I'm getting it done. So, yeah, I'll do other missing people's cases. But let's get this done first with Aaron. First, let's just get Monique's remains brought up from under the ground. Okay, I'm sending people to go and dig those up, and then Aaron's case is already in review. It won't be much longer. But Melanie's not getting anything anyway. All they did was send her down a bunch of rabbit holes that are a bunch of dead ends. Okay? That's all that they did. Whatever she took from Aaron's house, that's what she got. And nothing more. Okay, the only thing more that she's gonna get is bills. Every time she asks for something that she's not entitled to, she's gonna get a bill. That's why she got slapped with a $5,000 bill with probate. Because they were like, yeah, dude, well, see, here in America, we require paperwork. You know, I know it was easy for you to get in here because you just married your cousin. And, like, you know, at that point in time, they were very lax about approving the green cards. But, like, now you're in probate court and you want us to hand you over, you know, a 1 million plus estate. And, you know, just because you went like that to the homicide detective, sorry. Come back when you have a lawyer because you sound like a crazy person, and that's not who processes. You know, we're not responsible for processing claims for people who sound ridiculous. So go get yourself a lawyer, and when you find someone to represent you, then we'll hear from you again. Otherwise, do not let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Back to Jane. Okay? So I don't feel bad that Melanie Martin's doors are closing on her because they trapped Aaron. So why does she think that she's not going to be trapped? Why? See, Angel Hovansky didn't lose her job working for the Jacksons. She didn't lose her job. When Aaron died, she kept her job. Okay, Lori Knight did not lose her job working for Nick Carter, but Nick Carter lost his job. Okay, and so they were trying to revive his career. Okay, but they can't. Like yesterday on Google, it was something about the Backstreet Boys and then Michael Jackson. And it was like, yeah, they are so thirsty. They are so desperate, okay? Because they think that they can just keep brainwashing people like on Google, like, oh, Michael Jackson, blah, blah, blah. The reason why is because Sony just got the approval on the takeover for his estate. So, you know, like how Michael Jackson and Sony were 50-50 partners, okay? So now basically the Jacksons, they only own 25%. So now Sony's in a position that owns the majority of the stake, and they're going to sell the No Fat Elvis's version of Michael, okay? And they're trying to keep pushing the Backstreet Boys because the verdict isn't in on his cases, but now they're going to have to arrest somebody in Aaron Carter's case because the evidence has been brought to a point where it can't be ignored anymore. And so that's why I feel like their backup plan was to blame it on Nick, because they're probably going to try to kill him off anyway, because he's bringing them down and they don't like it. It's costing them money. That's why they're advertising Backstreet Boys and Michael Jackson. Because as long as they portray it in a good light, they'll spend tons of money to save their assets. Okay? He's allegedly an asset to them. Because they're just selling it to the people who are dumb. The people who know the truth, consider yourself very enlightened. Very enlightened. And be proud of yourself that you didn't allow them to brainwash you or get one over on you. Okay? You should feel very proud of yourself. So, I got candy corns. So, that's about it. I'll be expecting my $20,000 reward soon. Then I'll see what other cases I could work. I'm not worried about Aaron's case. And you shouldn't be either. Because right now, the paperwork, and it's humongous. Look at all the paperwork I'm giving you. That's a lot to have to fact check in a legal arena. But it's done. It's there. So just keep sharing out information about Aaron Carter's death and about Monique Figueroa's body being found, her remains found. That's all that you have to do, because you can be part of the solution. If you're not part of the problem, you're part of the solution. So if you want to be part of the solution, then share out the information and educate other people. That's how you get justice for Aaron. And that's how you get justice for Monique, is sharing out their stories. And I've made it very easy because it's free. You go to medium.com, like small, medium, large. Okay, medium.com at StellaRoseAllDay. All of the chapters for Aaron are listed. Monique's is in there. Monique's story is 303 pages. So that's why I'm like, well, her and Aaron's cases run parallel. So there's references to Aaron Carter in her case. But she would have to be a separate. She's like part 2 of part 2. So she's going to be a different volume. But it's free. Just start spreading awareness about what's really going on. Okay, so nobody is so shocked when the Trump administration takes over. Okay, so I love you, everybody. I'll see you when I see you. Namaste. Have a good day.